Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. So today we're gonna jump right in. If you like my videos, I need for you to click like. If you love them, need for you to share it with a friend. And then I would love for you to subscribe and invite someone to subscribe to my channel. By the end of the year, I would like to get to 200 subscribers. That's gonna be my goal. Okay, so I want to jump in and talk about a subject. That I was listening to a video this morning. The guy, my dear future wifey, everybody's been watching him because he recently got married, and there's been so much controversy around, how he did it and this, that, and the other. And I'm just excited for them. Like, I don't have any room to spread negativity about people and how they find love, and whatever the pathway was for the two of them. I think that they have a beautiful story to tell. But I've heard about their wedding and things of that sort. Well, I did see like he had gone live, and so he put it out there for the wedding to go live. But then I've seen like all these bloggers taking their wedding and, picking it apart and talking about their relationship. And I don't have any room for negativity. Like, I'm really allergic to negative people, and I'm allergic to negative atmospheres. So for me, if I can't say something positive about them and I can't put some positive energy out there, I don't have anything to say. So that's just me. And that's just the way I am about life, period. All right. That's my 30-second rant. But I wanted to talk to you guys about, he was doing a interview, and it said it was 2 days ago, but it might have been an old interview that they might have reran or something. And in the interview, he was talking about dating multiple people. And obviously this is old because he is married now. Or I didn't get to the end of the video, so maybe he was leading up to being married. But he was talking about dating multiple people. And his viewpoint was that in his dating process, he was upfront with people with letting them know that he was dating multiple people, that he was vetting for a wife, and that, basically he was getting to know people with the intentions of, at the end of his process, him having a wife. And I totally agree with the concept that he put from how can I say that? That the concept, I was going to say that he put out there or that he put forward. I totally agree with the concept. And let me tell you why. Because one of the things that he said is, you don't know someone until you engage with them. And so the young lady who was doing the interview, she was saying, well, I don't believe in that. I have a problem with the fact that somebody is dating multiple people. Like, what are you saying to me? And he said, it has nothing to do with you from that perspective. You set your own boundaries for how you're going to then date this person. So I can only use myself as an example. And this is exactly what he said is exactly what I am doing. For those of you that follow my channel on a regular basis, when I shared with you guys that I was joining this online dating, I knew, and I told my sister, I said, I'm probably going to have to go through about 200 people, 200 men before I actually meet my man. Now, does that mean, when you think 200 men, you think that's a high number? To be honest, the number is very low when you really look at the whole dating process. If you are dating with intentionality, the majority of the men that reach out to my platform on the app, the majority of them, is going to be a one-time contact with them. So they may see my picture, they may see my profile, they like it, they're going to send me a ping, hey beautiful, how you doing? Hello lovely. Let me see what else they say. Hello lovely, hey baby. When they start out with that, they automatically they cancel. If any of them that start out with baby, sweetie, honey, lovely, beautiful, this, that, and the other, I listen. But if that's the only component that you have, if by our third or fourth ping back and forth, it has not moved past how beautiful you are or how lovely you look on your pictures or your shape is nice, if it hasn't moved past that, I automatically know that conversation is not going anywhere. because I'm not there for that. So they need to move on to the next person that is there just for the compliments. I'm there for a deeper connection. So going back to his interview, he was basically saying that, if he's dating multiple people, he may be out. Because what she asked is, what if you're out on a date and you see, let's say if you've been out with me and then you see, I go out and we are at the same place and I see you with someone else. And then he said, I just introduced you. Hello, hello, Tina. Here's Chanel. Chanel, this is Tina. And he said, and 9 times out of 10, just because of the fact that I'm dating with intentionality, I've already told Tina that I've been out with Chanel, or I've already told Tina that I went out with Sarah, and so his point was that he was open in what he was saying. He said, this is where the issue comes in. And I totally agree with what he said. He said, most people are not honest about where they are. And he said, and I'm not saying that you have to only see one person. What I'm saying is that if you are dating with intentionality, be honest with that person about where you are in the dating process, and then let them make the decision of where they're going to be in that process. And I totally agree with him. He also talked about the fact that he didn't say he was sleeping with all of these people. What he said is that he was dating them. Now, if you're dating someone, the only way that you can get to know someone is that you have to spend time with them. If you meet someone in the Home Depot, like people say, I don't do online dating, it's just this, that, and the other. Well, I knew that my life was not set up, that I was going, the opportunity for me to meet a larger group of men that might be quality candidates or people that I could have some level of compatibility to. Even though I go to Home Depot, I go to Publix, I do my own shopping, because a lot of people don't even go to the store no more. They just do their shopping online. So I knew that the opportunity for me to meet someone was there, but I knew that it was slim for me to possibly have a higher level or to move at a pace that I felt was going to be suitable for what I desire right now. And when I say suitable for, at the opportunity for me to meet people that I could actually set up dates and continue to go out with them. So when he talked about it, he said, I'm not talking about sleeping with all these people. The only way that I'm going to get to know somebody is to spend time with them. And then as I spend time with them, then it lets me say, okay, I really want to get to know this person a little bit more. Or I want to get to know this person a little bit more. And he said, and then based on that, you then move into a place that I really like what I'm seeing with you. I like how we vibe. I like, okay, now let's talk about what could our future look like together. And for those of you that watch my channel, my channel is primarily 45-ish to 65-ish. Those of us that are in that age bracket, we're no longer in a space where we're like 20 years old. We are old enough and mature enough to have a viable conversation with someone to make sure that they understand what our expectations are and how we are moving strategically through this dating process. I totally agree with the conversation that he had about open dating and dating multiple people. And I believe that if most people would go at the dating process through the angle in which he talked about, we would have a lot more successful marriages and relationships. And the reason being is because you started out from an honest perspective in the beginning. You started out open about your emotions and your cares and how you were feeling about what you were going to actually get out of this relationship. And then on top of that, you were honest about what you knew that your needs were. One of the things that I had to really look at with myself, and this is where you have to do self-inventory. This is where you have to do self-reflection. This is where you have to look at where you need to make the change. Because sometimes we want to put that onus on the other person, but we have to be honest with ourselves. I have met some good guys along this dating process, but I have been very honest with myself in whether or not I could see myself with that man long term. And oftentimes we might meet a good man, we meet a great man, or we meet a great woman, and we will then settle for, and when I say settle, they got all the qualities that we could possibly ask for. But we know that there is something within them that we can't see ourselves with them long term. And we will then connect ourselves with those people and then try to change them. I'm not doing that. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. If they show you who their characteristics are, believe them and let them be who they are. Don't try to change them. So the goal now is that I have to look at things and say, can I see myself with him long term? Can I see myself submitting to his leadership? Can I see myself under him on a regular and consistent basis? Because I'm a physical touch type person. I love to be up under my person. Like I'm going, if he's watching the game, I'm finna go and find my way over there, and I'm gonna watch the game a little bit too. And it might only be for 10 minutes. It may only be for 15 minutes, but I'm gonna want to be in his space. If he works on cars and he's outside in the garage, you're gonna find me easing out there every now and then. Baby, what you doing? Oh, you need me to I need to hand you a screwdriver. Oh, you need me to hand you this, okay. And we're going to have a conversation, 20, 30 minutes. And I'm going to be in his space for a moment. Okay, well, sweetie, I'm going to go back in and finish dinner. When you're ready, come on back in, or I'll text you when it's time for you to come in and get your food. That if I can't see that, then he's not my person. It doesn't matter how much money that he makes. It doesn't matter what kind of car that he has. It doesn't matter what kind of home that he lives in. If I can't see that in my future, then he's not my person. And that is the component that many of us have to look at. In this dating process, use it for what it is meant for it to be. And again, for those of you that follow my channel, you know that I am walking in abstinence. When you are walking in abstinence, it's a whole nother level anyway. Because the majority of the men that are out here to talk to me, they are only going to deal with me for about a week, maybe 2. And after that, they going on to the next one that is going to be walking in the same vein that he is walking in. And that is why many times you find that people say, oh, I've been on the dating sites and I didn't like it. Or either what I hear a lot is, I'm back out here. I'm back out here. I'm back out here. That's because you didn't get to know the person in the 2-week time period that you were talking to them. And so before you knew it, y'all said y'all had chemistry, and the next thing you knew, y'all were in the bed. And the next thing you knew, you found out that the compatibility was just not there. It wasn't there in the beginning. But because you allowed your physical components to supersede what you knew your emotional and your mental components were going to need, you went with your physical. Yes, we all need to be physically attracted. I know that. I'm going to need a physical attraction to my man. Because if I've waited in abstinence, and if I have kept myself, I have covenant with the Lord, and I'm saying, God, if you maintain this for me, then I'm looking forward to pleasing my husband. I'm looking forward to spending that quality time with him. Then I know that I am going to enjoy those moments. But I don't want to have the regret of constantly saying, I thought he was the one, when he wasn't the one. But if we had stayed out of the bedroom, ladies, my mama used to say, let the girls keep your dress tail down and let the boys keep what's in their pants in their pants. If we went back to those basic operations, we would find that love, marriage, relationships, all of those things would come a lot easier. Because when people are able to make sound decisions outside of what their physical capacity is. I did a video for men, and it's called Men Take Sex Off the Table. If you take that off the table, you're going to see her flaws. If you take that off the table, you're going to see her nasty attitude. If you take that off the table, you're going to see that she does not treat you with respect. You're going to see that early on. But if you are leading with that component once you have attached yourself to someone. And ladies, I cannot say it enough. We are the recipient. We can try to change that as much as we want to. Feminists can talk about us being equal to them. We can say that we're going to do the same thing that men do. That is untrue. And I'm here to tell you that we are the recipient. God created the man to be able to impart. That automatically makes him a leader. It automatically makes him the first in the components of delivery, because you can't give him anything. This done went a whole different direction. You can't give him anything. You can receive from him. So you can be the recipient of what he has to give, but you don't get to make the choice. And so oftentimes we want to make sure that, oh, I'm a strong woman. I'm going to do this, do that. Da, 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 da. I did not plan for this video to be this long, and I don't know why God led me in that direction. Maybe somebody that's trying to walk in abstinence needs to be reminded of that. And there needs to be more people that are not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed. I know that I'm a unicorn and I'm good with it. Because when the opportunity comes, then God will bless what I have done to honor what his covenant is with me. And so with that being said, I want to say, you guys continue to be encouraged on this dating process. I totally agree with the video in reference to dating multiple people. Dating. I didn't say sleeping with. I want to make sure that my words don't get twisted. Dating multiple people and vetting people for the possibility. I'm dating with intentionality. And with that intentionality, I expect 2026. I said it. I done said it on 3 videos. I said, woo, I put that out there. I don't even have a man. Without that said, I'm getting married in 2026. I don't even have to do it yet. But if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. All right, I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Meditations with Marigny. Click like if you like the video. Share it with a friend. And then, hey, help me get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year. Love y'all. Bye.